we meet again, the channel is We Africa, where we mentally digest all issues. Please subscribe to the channel.
sithi ngoba sesithembe bozibanibanyana ukuthi batawusilekelela kuthi ke majaha nami ke sekusithwe nje angithi lapha kini ngilonishela ukuthi awuvele majaha senami ngisengiyanivalelisa ukuthi hayi ke Mswati akavalelisani Mswati angeke futhi akwenda into lenjalo majaha ngoba kukhuluma kusebenzi tawuvele kusetshenziswe leto ndlela majaha.
I've always tried to show why Mswati will be difficult to remove from power. This is the kind of king you have, stubborn, arrogant and proud. It's the nature of the position that he holds that made him this. Besides, he really thinks he has full backing of the majority and will use the traditional methods of consultation such as his buyer to justify what he's doing or to justify that he has a lot of support.
We are going to announce very soon the dates will be occupying all the borders of Swaziland, because we have spoken about the issue of Swaziland for a very long time. We need to take action now. The continent, the region has supported us, and the people of Swaziland need us more than ever before. We have to go and block the borders of Swaziland and make sure that Mswati steps down. We have no problem with royalty in Swaziland, but let it assume the role of the Zulu royalty and any other royalty in South Africa. Let them continue as royalty without interfering in the political affairs and the economic affairs of Swaziland. And they too must queue on the line like any other person because we are all equal in a democratic South Africa. So we are going to Swaziland, and the people of Swaziland must not be discouraged. The EFF must keep the fires burning. They must continue to fight. The students, the young people of Swaziland, no one has ever said it's going to be easy. It has always been very difficult. So the youth of Swaziland continue to fight. We are coming to join you from the other side of the borders. We'll only allow medicine and food to go to Swaziland. Any other thing will not be allowed to pass.
EFF's Malema understand the magnitude of the problem pro-democracy activists are facing and fully acknowledges that they will need as much help as they can if they are to succeed. SADC is severely constrained by protocol and brotherhood from offering real help. By announcing that EFF will announce a date soon when they will march to Eswatini borders, EFF has just kick-started the process of helping pro-democracy activists. This is the kind of moral support and confidence booster they grossly needed and really missed at the moment. It sends shivers down the spine of Mswati and shakes and puts a serious dent on both his pride and confidence. Malema also made mention of the fact that he consulted politicians in the region and in the continent and was shown the green light to go ahead and help. The overall sentiment in the region is overwhelming that the king must go, but many people fall short of the methodology and how they can be involved without making them look like mercenaries or imperialists. Ramaphosa himself might want the king removed, but how to go about implementing that even through SADC is a headache for him. EFF pledge is the best dose of international help and camaraderie pro-democracy activists can ever hope to get. They should cherish and fully exploit it both as a pledge and when it does materialize. It might be all the help they might be getting from outside.
I think that's due to the contact with the white man. He has brought his own custom and his own environment. With the Zazit, we are beginning to lose ours. What is good for Africa, I want to keep. But what's bad for Africa, we won't keep.
Absolute monarchs have been toppled all around the world except in Eswatini. It's about time now. Issues have reached the boiling point in the tiny kingdom. The Swazis insist that they are proud to be a kingdom, so the challenge is to find a balance. In Swaziland, traditions are sanctified while they are an embarrassment in the rest of the world, which is why Swaziland is referred to as the custodian of the African traditional cultures, because they are proud to have their traditional culture. They really like it and they are proud of it, and they earn a lot of money from tourism using their traditional culture. So it will be difficult now. What the challenge among the Swazis now is that they should find a balance between the traditional culture, which included the chief or the king, the new democracy that they are trying to introduce.
Totally against it. We want a multi-party democracy. We asked for the constitution, but it is now it was now made without us. I think they can talk because the king is the absolute monarch. He decides, he does everything for this country. Now we say he should be a constitutional monarch.
Any place for the traditional culture that used to exist under the king, or they want to do away with everything, which I think will be very stupid to do anyway, because Swaziland is well known and is well marketed by its traditional culture around the world. So it will be very good for them to start thinking now about a balance that they should strike between the old and the new. The new should coexist with the old, and maybe through the constitutional monarchy, that's the easiest way of having the two and actually coexist, like in Britain where you find the queen. The queen's position is quite ceremonial, although she's respected a lot, but she doesn't pass a very difficult or very important governmental decisions. Those decisions are made by parliament, which separately exist in independence. It is independent, is selected by the people, they are voted into power by the people. It has a lot of power. The queen's position is just ceremonial, and I think the king's position can also be ceremonial there in Swaziland. But the problem with the present king is that he's used to being an absolute monarchy, and being a ceremonial leader maybe might not work that well for him. He's used to eating everything that he wants to eat, taking everything that he wants to take, using everything that he wants to use at will without anyone restricting him. Now you'll have to find another king. How the method that you use to find another king, I think that is totally up to you. You'll have to find a work around that and make sure that maybe what you are doing is acceptable to everyone, and maybe the king that you are choosing is going to be very important and respected by everyone. That is another complication that you have to deal with the coming of democracy. But I think you can't do without a king. Honestly, you can't. Swaziland is well known and it's very popular because of its ceremonies, because of its cultural activities, and many people are drawn there by the cultural experience that I have when they are there. Now to totally do away with the king, I think would not be very, very wise, and it will be very short-sighted. You won't be thinking outside the box if you do that.
I think there'll be war. People will start fighting back.